Om Shanti, welcome to Midday Meditation. This is our opportunity to step away from the busyness of the mind and use the mind for a different purpose, a more relaxing purpose. And we use the mind for the purpose of connecting with the inner place of silence so that we can enjoy some silence and also to be able to connect with our good qualities so that we can use them more in our lives, use them more effectively in our lives. Each, each day, we look at a different virtue, and the virtue is like a doorway into the inner being, to understand ourselves as souls, as spiritual beings, countless virtues. But we take one each day and focus on that virtue, and we will see how that virtue is a natural part of the goodness that is within a soul. It's natural. We don't have to learn virtues. We just have to reflect on them, explore them, put them more into our life. We already have them, but they have to be developed. And so that's what we'll practice together, experiencing a virtue as a quality of the self, also experiencing that virtue in the Supreme Soul, and spreading the vibrations of that virtue into the world. Whenever we have something that's valuable, if we have plenty of it, we want to share with others. If we just have a little bit of something valuable, we might not want to share it. But if we have a lot, we want to share it. And so when it comes to virtues, the virtues are unending. The energy of the virtue is eternally flowing within the soul. So we naturally want to share it. Actually, the more we share it, the stronger it becomes inside of us. Our virtue for today is insight. Insight. So, as the word suggests, insight is looking from a different perspective. Now, normally we look at things from an external perspective. So, for example, if you decide you're going to take a holiday and you start looking at websites, that's looking at things externally. Where am I going to go? How much does it cost? How am I going to get there? This is the way we usually do things. Insight means looking at the soul, the qualities of the soul. It's actually what we do every day. And seeing if there is some truth that you can discover that is inside yourself. It's not out there. And so when we say, oh, this person is insightful, the person can kind of put things together in a different way. The person can come up with ideas that maybe nobody has proposed previously. Because insight means to go into my inner place, my inner being, be in that place of quiet, and then be able to come up with my ideas. And so insight is very much connected with the virtues of the soul. The more we're connected with our own virtues, the more rich is the experience when we bring our awareness within. And so insight also suggests looking at myself, not looking at the outside world. One student called this morning and said that she's been trying to get a project going. It's a very good project. It's a not-for-profit. It's a project for peace. And she's very frustrated because the efforts that she made have not yielded any results. And so I remembered what Dadi Janki told us in situations like that. If it seems like things are stuck, we have to look inside ourselves and see where we're stuck. Maybe I'm stuck in wanting to do things a certain way, and that certain way is improbable. Maybe I'm stuck in wanting somebody else to help me accomplish my goal. Maybe there's some virtue I'm not using, and if I could use that virtue, things would go better. So, insight also is looking at myself and seeing what change can I make inside myself so that things go better? And this is what we'll focus on together today, insight. To begin with, take a few deep, easy breaths. Watch the air enter and leave the lungs. Notice how quiet and still the breath is. As you exhale, let the body relax. And as you exhale, let the mind relax. Bring your awareness within to the place behind the forehead where the soul resides, where the soul resides invisibly. I am the peaceful soul, the invisible and peaceful soul who lives in this body. I live here peacefully because in peace I can see things clearly. If I'm feeling some kind of disturbance inside, I can't focus and I can't get a clear picture of what's in my mind. So I bring myself into a place of peace. Bring your attention very deeply within to the silent space and sit in that space comfortably for a few moments, as still as you can be. Just enjoy the silence of that inner space. And be comfortable in that silence. The world has become full of distraction and stimulation, but actually the natural state of the soul is silence, and the soul loves silence. A few minutes of silence can be very refreshing. It's in this inner place of silence that we can have insight. We can see things from the inside rather than the typical way of looking at things from the outside. From the inside, I'm a peaceful soul. I'm an eternal soul. I'm in this body right now. But I always existed before this body. And when this body no longer exists, I, the soul, will still exist because I am eternal. And within the soul, there are some eternal qualities which are with me all the time, even though often I forget about these qualities. And one, of course, is peace, which why we start the meditation with peace. We're reminding ourselves, I am a peaceful soul. Peace is my nature. And in this inner place of peace and silence, I can look at things in very broad way, creative way, original way. I can see things that might not be apparent when I look at the material world. And this seeing is insight. Insight, I can see what's best, even if it's not obvious. Or see what kind of precautions I might need to take, because I could get myself into trouble. Insight. I know myself very well, so I know what causes difficulty for me. It could be that I make snap judgments, or it could be that I depend a lot on other people. It could be that I don't pay attention to my level of accuracy. It could be that I judge people easily. We all know our own weaknesses. And so with insight, we can look at what precautions can I take. So A, these weaknesses don't influence me to do the wrong thing. And B, if I'm doing the right thing, then that tends to weaken the weaknesses. The weaknesses get weaker when I make good choices. And of course, also part of insight is seeing my strengths. What are the strengths of this soul that I can apply many times during the day? For example, you might have the strength that you're a friendly person. Or maybe your strength is that you're responsible. Maybe your strength is that you can stay focused and that you, excuse me, you have a clear vision. Or maybe your strength is that you can easily forgive people. You don't hold their weaknesses in your mind. Whatever our strengths are, these are God-given gifts that were given to us so that we can be very successful in life. So we want to honor our strengths. One aspect of insight is looking at the self and seeing what are my good qualities. And perhaps I have one good quality which I haven't really acknowledged, or I haven't given it a lot of attention. Look at yourself, the soul. Look at your spiritual profile and ask, what is one virtue or good quality which I usually don't give a lot of attention to? It might be a subtle thing, but it's very important. Insight is the ability to see what is subtle, not obvious. So take a few moments to think about this. You're asking your awareness to become more subtle so that you can see what is a good quality or a virtue. That's important. I have this quality. I use it automatically sometimes, but I don't give it a lot of attention. Recognize this quality and honor it. It's a gift you have been given by God. It's for you to make good use of and also to share with others. Now recognize that you have many good qualities which you don't usually pay attention to. And you can use this ability of insight to look within, see these good qualities, honor them, and then pull them out and use them in life. And as we do this, as we explore more and more good qualities within ourselves, we're actually finding the tools that transform our weaknesses. If I think about the weaknesses, I just get stuck in the weaknesses. But insight means see a better way. See some qualities of the soul that I can use, I can apply to life. And they will make life go better for me. I will get more satisfaction. I'll feel more worthwhile. And this process of looking for my hidden qualities, this also strengthens the intellect. It trains us to make our awareness more and more subtle. And insight is all about the subtle realities. When my mind is trained to be subtle, see the self as a tiny being of light, filled with all virtues. See the Supreme Soul as also a tiny point of light with all virtues in their perfect form. Then, with this subtle awareness, I can have subtle realizations about my own virtues, what the significance of the virtue is, how it can be used in life, what benefit can be created from using this virtue. Every virtue of the Supreme Soul is accessible to us because God radiates the light of all virtues, all powers. And our part is to be open to that light and absorb as much as we can. See yourself, the little being of light, very close to the Supreme Soul, and see the extremely subtle light radiating from God. Extremely subtle light, the purest light of the purest form of all virtues. And subtle is powerful. Just one drop of that subtle light can change my whole perspective. Be filled with subtle light. Now bring your awareness back into the present moment. See yourself as very insightful, which means you have the ability to bring your awareness within into the place of silence. And you have the ability to sit in that quiet place, reflect on anything from the inside rather than looking out. You also have the ability to look at yourself and see what adjustment you might make that would make things work better. And finally, you have the ability to connect with the Supreme Soul, the source of all subtle virtues and spiritual powers. Om Shanti. Your blessing for today, not innocence, that was yesterday. Okay. Your blessing for today, insight. You have harnessed the power of insight, using it as a lens to peer beneath what's visible. The world has revealed its depths to you. Your newfound power grants you access to life's wonders, which you embrace with heartfelt appreciation. The power of insight, the lens beneath the surface. Thank you all for joining. Om Shanti.
Mary, I have a question.
Okay. I'm going to
So